Yeah, yeah. What's up, kings and queens? We're back again, and today we're going to react to a 30%ers comment on my channel. I think this guy's name's Walter or something because when you're looking at this comment from a YouTube app, it doesn't really show his name. It shows this user and a couple of letters and numbers. Now, this guy left a comment on my channel on that video that I did on Mijiako reacting to the letter from the LPC confirming that Mujiako was a lawyer with them, right? So this guy left a long comment talking about Ntanzi. So as you can already see it on the screen there, I flashed it and I'm going to read it in full. And then from there, I'm going to go through it one by one, line by line, just looking at the points that he's trying to put across and try to understand what is it that makes them think that those people in the dock are the right accused, right? Now, before we do a whole lot of that, I also like to welcome all those who are watching. Peace. Uh, Also, please make sure that you like the video, like the live. Also, hit that notification bell after subscribing, of course. Hit that notification bell so that when I drop any content, any video, you are in the loop. Now, let's get right straight into it, right? This guy, there's a couple of them, 30%ers. I think even some of them have channels, right? Uh, the other one, the most prominent one on TikTok and YouTube, who's got a lot of following, I think is a guy called Braden. And then he likes to host his lives with another guy called, he calls himself Official Minister, right? I'll come to those later. Let's just talk to this guy. Let's just focus on this guy's comment so that we can try to understand what places his mind in that arena of doubting Ntanzi's fashion, right? Now, his letter reads like, Giaco was representing Ntanzi during the bail hearings, right? And the confessions. That's what he thinks. So you can just tell, okay, let me not analyze it first, but let me just analyze this first line. You can just tell from what he's saying, he's convinced that Giaco was there fully representing Danzi during the confessions. During the confessions. Right. We'll come to that. Now, he goes on to say court records are there as evidence and witnesses like Kronje and the court interpreter. What did Ntanzi have? And then the letter goes on to say there are two clips on YouTube that I serves as proof. That's his saying, right? He's saying that to him is proof enough, right? Those two clips that let's see which clips he's talking about. On one clip, uh, the accused are asked individually if they want to apply for bail, right? And then only when it comes to Ntanzimu Giaco told the court that the client does not want to do so, right? Now, on the second clip, the one that Mgo wanted to be played in court, right? He says on that clip, Ntanzi is not denying that Mjiako is his lawyer, right? But it's explaining to the court that Mjiako wanted him to admit to the crime. Okay. And then he goes on to say, Ntanzi could have been back home like by the end of this trial, his first trial, right? Okay, by the end of this trial. And then if the defense called Mjiako and also produced the long awaited, much awaited Capitec bank statements. Okay. Then the letter goes on to say both these things were crucial and could have discredited the state's case against him. Now, he finished it by saying, but we all know that it is proven beyond doubt, beyond reasonable doubt, he says, by the state that it's pure lies. Right. Now, let's go back to the top of the letter and then we go line by line through it so that we just try to understand his mind. Like, we try to get into his mind to understand what is he trying to say. Please, guys, don't mind the video. While we edit, like the video so that it can be moved across the algorithm. Also, watch the video so that we can acquire a 4K camera to be able to capture nice visuals. Because right now I'm using my mobile and it's not making the do. Right? Let's leave that. Now, let's go to this guy's letter. Right? This guy is saying, the first line is saying, Jack was representing Ntanzi during the confessions. So this means he believes, like he takes, also including that Cronje and the court interpreter were the witnesses. Now, let's look at the relationship of these people with the state, the people who are accusing Towns, right? The magistrate, she's the lady who took the confessions, right? And then after, while she was busy taking the confession, she also illegally took the audio of that confession without informing Dance. Right now, just from that. So this 30% now, it shows us that he totally ignores the rights of this guy. He's saying it's all right, it's okay, whatever Kronje was doing, it's fine. He's gonna overlook the fact that during that confession taking, there's one thing that she did illegal, taking the audio recording of that confession without informing Ntanzi, right? So obviously from there we can just make a deduction. How many things can she do illegally if she's able to do that while she's claiming she's a representative of the court? She's an officer of the court, right? Now, the court interpreter, right? She also works for the state. What do you think she's going to do in order to help Dance, other than just saying the words that are being said by Kronje and then interpreting them in Zulu or whatever language she was using to interpret, right? And these people have been in court, like they have testified. They've already told us, Kronje told us she took the audio recordings illegally, which were not admitted. And then that lady, we also now understand that she's not really that well versed. She said it herself. She's not well versed in Zulu. So you can just make up your mind from there what kind of message was Ntanzi getting. Also, place the double that with the fact that your lawyer is here, your so-called lawyer is here trying to convince you to admit, to make those confessions, right? Now, let's go to his last line on the paragraph. What did Ntanzi have in turn? Nothing. I think there is right. Ntanzi didn't have nothing. He didn't have anything because if he had something, right, he would have been given a chance to call the lawyer that he wants, right? And then they wouldn't have been rushing to come and make a confessions in a back room inside a court, in the court office there somewhere in Boxback, while they could have done that in a live court, right? This guy making his confessions to a judge live in court. But it didn't happen like that. Now, let's go to his second paragraph, right? Where he's mentioning the clips, right? From here, we're just going to look at that one where it says Ntanzi did not apply for bail, and then that was Mujiaku was saying Ntanzi is not wishing to apply for bail. Now let's make an example of this. Let's take that Ntanzi is your younger brother, right? You or Tadak, you the comment. I'm talking to the comment. He's your younger brother, and he's about to face a situation like Ntanzi, and like he's already facing it. All he has to do is make a statement, get a lawyer, make a statement, and then be able to say what he wants to say, be able to state his case the way he knows it. Now, you go with him, you accompany him to court, or okay, he's already arrested, and then he calls you, you go there. When you get there, you find this version that no, the lawyer is saying no, your brother can't apply for bail. He says he doesn't want to apply for bail. Even your lawyer is advising you to not apply for bail. What kind of lawyer is that? Would you want a lawyer like that for your younger brother? Somebody who says no, just this guy doesn't want any bail. When let's take it in the background, he knows that you have to pay him as a lawyer, and then he knows that you are working. You have to secure your work. In order for him to get paid, it means you have to stay in work, stay at your job. But he's saying you can't apply for bail. What kind of lawyer is that? So a 30%er go ahead and take the story and believe the story. All right, now we are getting an insight into your mind. We are slowly getting a view of what you are thinking, like how you visualize things, how you approach other people's human rights, right? It's fine. Now, let's go to the other clip that is talking about where he say Mchiako wanted him to admit to the crime. Ntanzi saying Mchiako wants him to admit to the crime, right? As you, I'm asking you again, you Walter. Your younger brother is you accompany him at court, and then you meet that lawyer. You are also going to have to pay that lawyer. Then he tells you uh, your brother must admit to the crime. Are you telling me that you still have to pay that guy, or you still have to stay with that guy? The case hasn't even been read in court, hasn't been explained in court. He hasn't even we haven't even heard the version of the state. And then the lawyer is already telling this guy, no, admit to the crime. What kind of a lawyer will that be? And then will you, as this commenter, accept that, yeah, no, my brother must just accept the crime? Now, let's go to his last few lines where he's saying Danzi could have already been out of this trial and all that due to the fact that Chiako could have been called and all that. You know what? Besides all of that, Danzi could have been out just based on the fact that I'm going to count a few things. Firstly, that the audio from Gronje was illegal. The judge could have just made a deduction that this guy was recorded without his consent. So what was going through your mind as a magistrate, as a officer of the court? What was going through your mind? Just taking a confession and then also illegally recording this guy. What was going through your mind? I'm going to kick this case out. Another thing that could have kicked the case out is the DNA results, right? The DNA results do not include those guys in the house, right? And then this is an argument I'm always hearing these guys, the 30% that's putting across official minister and Braden. When you talk about the DNA exclude these guys. They bring up the DNA of the crashes, also excluding Tumelo Machar. Right now, that is an argument that defeats itself, because who is here trying to prove that these guys were there? It's the state. So if you bring up the fact that the DNA of uh, that boy was not on his crutches, whereas we know that it's his crutches, that's a redundant argument, because we already know, and he has never denied that the crutches are his. So why bring up that kind of a lousy argument? This is the argument that they put up across every time when I'm looking at their threads on TikTok. When they answer the commenters, the people who have sense, who are commenting on their posts and asking them these questions, this is the comment, this is the argument that they put across. Also, Madlala was excluded on the DNA. Now, it's amazing that these guys view it like that, right? In my mind, I'm like, okay, it doesn't take a lot to convince these guys, right? But let's see if this thing was happening like to one of their family members. Will they be acting the same? Will they be posting the same stuff that they're posting, talking about these guys are already guilty, and we know that they'll be gloating as well. You know that Jata has already made up his mind. He's gonna charge these guys. Something that they were saying also is accused number 1, 2 is done, because they have confessions. They've made confessions, so they are done. What they're waiting for is just to convict number 3 and 4 and 5, right? So the confessions, again, these confessions convinced them, despite despite the fact that the confessions themselves, they do not speak about same people. They do not describe the situation the same, and they are not even talking about the shooter the same way. The other one is saying the shooter is accused number 3, and the other one is saying the shooter is Marco Butilis. So these guys are convinced, despite all of that. What do you think about somebody who thinks like that? Let me know in the comment section there below, please. And then now, it's a shame that we have this kind of people, and then we have to call them fellow humans. It's a shame, because you just that means you're just going to take whatever the state gives you and run with it. You are not going to apply your mind. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. Let me just tip out. I'll just read your comments below and tell me what you think about these 30%ers. Right. Before I go, please like and subscribe. Please like the live. Also, share, comment, hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you are in the loop. I'm going to end the stream now. And then in the future, probably I will have some guests on. Firstly, I just want to get used to the environment first of streaming from a laptop. With those few words, I'm going to say peace. I still love you. Welcome if you are new to the kingdom. Also, if you have been here with us for some time, peace. We need your support. We love it. Watch the ad. Watch the video to the full. Also, like, comment, and share. Subscribe. Peace.